Hi there, everyone. This is Darkside2K7, aka Sonic Sky Chaser. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. We're about to hit the weekend of everything. Well, yeah, as you may know, Team USA has already managed to get their squad selected, and that's really good for the Olympics. Unfortunately, Jalen Rose, he is pissed off over the team selection. It's because Kevin Love had managed to make the cut, and he's really mad about a white player making Team USA, and decided to call Kevin Love a token white guy. I'm dead serious. I'm reading this one off of Outkick right now. Jalen Rose is mad at white player made Team USA. Inaccurately said that the NBA won't send an all black team. This is made by Bobby Burke. Shout out to him and the Outkick crew. At ESPN, skin color is all that matters. It's all the executives see, and all the hosts can build segments around it. Less than 24 hours after ESPN's Jay Williams inaccurately said it took the Boston Celtics 35 years to hire a head coach of color, his colleague Jalen Rose falsely claimed that the NBA is afraid to send an all-black team to the Olympics. Rose admits he's quite bothered that Kevin Love made Team USA, calling Love a token. Kevin Love is on the team because of tokenism. Rose complained at the 16 mark. Don't be scared to make an all-black team representing the United States of America. I am very disappointed in that. Fucking hell. I I am sorry. I am disappointed by that. Like Williams the day before, Stephen A. Smith a month ago, and Mark Jones every fucking day, which is really Rose was so anxious to claim that sports discriminate against black people that he failed to cite factual information. In 2016, the most recent Summer Olympic event, only black players made up the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team. So much for diversity and inclusion. In reality, Jalen Rose is distraught that a white player made the team. When the left speaks of inclusion, they really mean exclusion. They aren't trying to include all groups. Instead, they are trying to exclude groups, usually white men. Look at the ESPN latest contracts negotiations. Contracts and negotiations. That's in the article that I put up there. Furthermore, Rose Live follows a trend at ESPN. When a list of players is released, ESPN personalities do not scan for fit or talent. Ultimately, they examine for skin color. So while Max Kellerman studied NFL mock drafts in April, he got out a pen to count the number of white guys who made the cut. Once the number exceeded 2, Kellerman, a white guy, got worried. You can call this an obsessive with race or what it really is, racism. But if it's a company accepts and cherishes racism towards a particular group, as ESPN does, it's called strategic. And as you know, Outkick has reached out for ESPN for comment and will update if and when they hear from them. I wouldn't hold your breath on that one, my dude. I really don't. But yeah, I totally agree. They always talk about the left always tends to talk about inclusion, but it's more like exclusion. They're not trying to include all the fucking groups, in my honest opinion. They're trying to exclude groups, most specifically white men. And also, speaking of the latest contract negotiations, here's this one. I'm gonna give you a two for one. Give you a two for wonder right there, just because I'm cool. Because my computer kind of. Yep, it kind of gets put ski on itself. But yeah, I'm not too fucking surprised on this one because I feel like it's kind of stupid how Jalen Rose, of all people, is getting this fucking workup, getting this fucking piss over the fact that okay, I got my computer laid up. Yeah, is upset over the fact that a team that Kevin Love has managed to make it to the managed to make the cut for the Team USA. I feel like it's so stupid, and honestly, it's really fucking annoying. It really is. It's really fucking annoying because over the fact that these motherfuckers, these motherfuckers just don't do anything about it. Oh, and also here's the one, and here's another story I'm about to say. At ESPN, fear gives talents leverage. This was made about 9 days ago by Bobby Burrow. ESPN has momentum in the area of live sports. It is now a partner with the NHL. It has a monopoly on the SEC. Blew up ESPN Plus with the UFC and added a forthcoming Super Bowl broadcast. It's hard to top that. On the talent side, however, the trajectory is less promising. In fact, not promising at all. A large number of ESPN talent contracts have expired over the past 15 years, and it's both telling and interesting how so many have left. Publicly, the turnover has been marked as salary sizing. In part, that's true. As it should, ESPN is reducing salaries. It has overpaid many on-air talents for years. But there's more to the story. Look deeper. Who's staying? Who's going? If you were to list the loss and reassign ESPN talents since March of 2020, you see a common thread. Here are the notable names ESPN has lost. Will Kane, Mike Golick, Trey Wingo, Joseph Anderson, Adam Emmett, Bobby Carpenter, Jonathan Vilma, Kenny Meyer, Tom Ritter, Ariel Haudeme. Quite a list. But by and large, every lost ESPN personality steered away from the aggressive far-left politics. That doesn't mean that none of them were on the left. It means that allegedly social justice wasn't their bad. While some choose to live on their own, well, okay, Adam and Tom Ritter, keep in mind, ESPN has the resources to outbid all competitors. ESPN lost Emmanuel Ocho last spring, but he had signed with FS1 before his online Twitter's show on race relations took off. These people want to leave, and ESPN let them go. By contrast, here whose ESPN has resigned since the start of the pandemic: Bramami Jones, Pablo Tarek, Katie Nolan, Stan Verrett, Sarah Spain, Dominic Foxworth, and Mike Evans. This group is politically exclusive. Those who are in it share the same worldview, and each has an extensive history of calling Donald Trump, football owners, or just Americans in general racist. Though Dan Labertar did as well, he forced his way out. He forced his way to a buyout. Decent job if you could get it. Sources said that some of these personalities took pay cuts with offers still well above their outside market value. Why would a network choose to get rid of Mike Golick, the stalwart of its radio division, but overpay for Bramami Jones, who had both a failed TV and a failed radio show? Why is Adam Emmett a top play-by-play commentator under the age? Why not Adam Emmett, a top play-by-play commentator under the age of 40? Take a deeper dive into the group that has been resigned. Jones has made a career and millions of dollars a year labeling everything in sport racist. Dominic Foxworth earned his extension by admitting that he roots against Josh Allen because Allen's fans support, wait for it, the American flag and dogs. Damn them. Sarah Spain finds everything offensive. Mostly recently, she falsely claimed that sports radio programs are geared exclusively for old white men who will soon die. Look, like, she actually put out a tweet that says, if you're so worried about scarring your existing fan base of old white dudes, remember that they're going to get even older and die, and then there will be none left. Wow. By the way, we all die, black or white, male or female. We're all gonna go. Even me as well. Sarah Vetter's entire Twitter account begs the woke to retweet him. He kept his job. His longtime co-host Neil Everett, who was more popular, may soon join the list of ESPN has-been. Neil Everett doesn't have a Twitter account. Mike Evans was extended after he got Shea Steele kicked off the network special on race. How pathetic is that? So why is that? Why would the leading network in sports fail to bring back so many key players in sports journalists and overpaid the replaceable trips? Anyone expecting a New York Times hit piece on Trey Wingo's departure? ESPN is making personal decisions based on anticipated social media reactions and potential PR wins and losses. ESPN is thus programming not for its viewers but for its critics. What's more of a headache, losing a personality who claims they were fired because they stood for BLM, spoke out against Trump, and campaigned for Colin Kaepernick, or losing someone who just reports sports news, there lies the explanation of moves. It's not common for a disgruntled former employee to take their frustration to a media columnist to spin the story. The threat of it is leverage. The talent has leverage if a network fears his or her departure. Historically, talent leverage was a result of one or two things. One, the network didn't have an adequate replacement, or two, the talent would elevate elsewhere. In this climate, however, leverage is based upon the fear of a made-up narrative. The threat, that word again, of the word racist drives decision making. Outkick asked ESPN if my observation is correct. The network said it did not have the comment. ESPN employs a lot of talented people, some of the best in the world, yet they are being forced to take pay cuts and a backseat to less valuable, who simply play the game better. Sportscasters are now incentivized to change, to pivot in a direction that moves them further away from who they were when they dream of talking sports for a living. Yeah, and he's right. He's fucking right. So yeah, and that what I said about how Jalen Rose act, this is exactly what it is. ESPN is a fucking dumpster fire and a half, and like I said, they're gonna keep losing. They're gonna keep going this shit until it's enough, until it affects the bottom line. But which I highly doubt it. But yeah, this whole focusing every story about race and skin color thing, it's getting old, and it shows that you got nothing. All right. But yeah, I'm actually glad that I'm actually really glad that Kevin Love will be competing in the Olympic sports. I mean, in the Olympics. But here's the thing: it's funny how Jalen Rose got on Kevin Love's case, but he won't get on LeBron James's case because LeBron James announced that he's not going to be competing in the Olympics. But yeah, he gets a pass, which is proof the double standard and the fucking hypocrisy of this one. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents on the whole matter on this area. I'll leave these 2 articles in the comments below. Shout out to Bobby Burak and the Outkick crew for making this story, making these 2 articles. And, that's about it. As always, be sure to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so don't miss another update. Sorry for friends, serve your neighbors, serve your significant others. And that's about it. Until next time, this is Darkside2K7, aka Sonic Sky Sister, and I will see y'all soon. God bless you all. And fuck you, Jalen Rose.